absolutely available to all of us. Do you remember when Botox was a bad word, right? And we didn't want to tell anybody what we were getting, and now we're shouting it from the rooftops. Everybody's getting beautiful lips, and their skin looks great. And I'm getting closer to 50, and I will tell you, this 50 doesn't look like 50 did when I was in my 20s. So ultimately, we're reaching out. We all want these things that are becoming so readily available to us, right? We want these things, and we want to do it convenience. We want convenience. We want it fast. We want it readily available to us. So we're going to jump right in, and let's talk about, if you're thinking this way, you might be getting it wrong. If you are still operating your practice like it's 2015, you're not thinking the future. If you're not doing virtual follow-ups, if you're not creating education, if you're not building out a subscription model, you're not thinking into the future. If you're still selling treatments instead of transformations, you're not thinking the correct way. What I mean by that is, if your esthetician is still doing a package of 3 of IPL, you're missing the boat. Because again, wellness is part of telehealth, and telehealth is part of the way that you're going to create that revenue stream that's going to get you ahead of the game. And it's also going to help you not to rely solely on that one person volume. How many of my clients right now are struggling or frustrated because they lost their injector, right? Or they lost their provider that's giving them that 6-figure revenue, and now they're panicked, right? Developing and diversifying into not only telehealth and wellness is where it's at. It's going to not leave that convenience, that scalability, and that national reach on the table. Okay. So ultimately, if you're not doing and participating in telehealth, if you're already in wellness, or if you're in aesthetics and not in wellness, that's the pathway to get there. You're losing revenue, and you might be losing relevance. I was talking to a client the other day, and we are now doing this, right? We're building out their entire wellness program. We're building out their telehealth. We're going to be updating it in their website, their marketing, all of it, right? We have our program ready to launch. And they were talking to me, and they said that one of their clients, the owner was saying, he's a lead injector, was saying that he has a client who is, absolutely loyal to him for years and years and years. He's done all of her aesthetics. And she came to him and she said, oh my gosh, did you know that my gynecologist just opened up a brand new wellness wing that's regenerative care, and he has all of this, and he has now aesthetics in there, and he has everything in one location, and he's offering me this amount of Botox to come try him for free. But I'll never leave you, of course. I would never do that. And he's telling me this, and I'm like, you listen, this is good that we're doing this right now, because eventually those people are going to get siphoned off, right? We want convenience. We want something readily available. So not only having all of these things wrapped up in a bow for our clients, but giving them the availability and to scale so that they can do it from the comfort of their home is even better. All right. So the gap between these industries are closing, right? It's best practices to offer both. So let me talk a little bit about some of the things that you can put together, even with telehealth and wellness, to get you to the place where you're now streaming in that revenue. Think about mood, think about energy, think about gut health, libido, think about inflammation. All of these impact the way we look, right? Patients are Googling more than ever before what internal things they can do, right? And if you're on social media, which most of us are, you're getting hit with all of this information, right? You're seeing it like, what peptide should I take? Oh my gosh, now I can do my lab reviews. I can get this guy in Texas to help me with my wellness. These are all things that we're Googling, we're looking for, we're actively seeking out these answers for these treatments. So skin aging is also inflammation, hormone imbalance, and oxidative stress, right? All of that together. We can solve that problem. We just have to think bigger. So essentially, you're either in the conversation or you could be becoming invisible in the market. I know for me, myself, I talk about this every day. My thread is full of it. Everything is telehealth. Everything is virtually available to me sitting right here. All right, so let me walk you through what that might look like for those of us who are already nailing it. I have several clients that are absolutely murdering at this, and they do it really well. So here's what happens. A patient sees your Instagram post on skin and hormones and how they affect each other, right? She then clicks on the link to book a virtual consultation. Before she ever even meets you, she gets a welcome email educating her on her internal age, right? Maybe there's a longevity quiz that she's completing. Maybe there's a calculator, an age calculator, something like that that she's participating in. So she's already prepared for her call. You hop on a secure telehealth call. You talk peptides, you talk detox, you talk gut health, you talk skincare, you talk plasma, you talk even things that you have in your brick and mortar. You ship her your white label, yes, everyone, white label wellness products. She starts the plan. You check in with her monthly, virtually. And when she's ready for threads, when she's ready for filler, when she's ready for lasers, guess what? She's not going to go shopping around. Where is she going to go? She's going to come straight to you. Okay, so you're no longer just a provider, you're a partner in her long-term transformation. This is something that is, this is where that subscription model comes in and that membership model comes in through telehealth to generate that relationship. So elite practices are using telehealth to do things like virtual peptide protocols and reviews, monthly supplement audits, right? Doing those labs, looking at their supplementation, making sure that they know. I know that my morning cocktail is amazing, right? It's killer, but it's a lot. I think probably in the morning, from juicing to all of my peptides to my supplementation to my protein shakes, so everything that I do in the morning is around 30 minutes. But I didn't just get that, I'll put that together myself, right? I can do some of that because of my background, but I have my functional med providers who are helping me to make sure that I'm optimizing this, right? They're doing hormone and energy coaching. They're doing gut support check-ins. They're getting those white label products to you so that they're sticky, right? Not just white label skincare, but you can white label your supplementation. You can white label your H2O packs, right? So also they are group coaching, right? Looking at our webinars, looking at our education, that's creating connection. They don't know what they don't know. All they know is they want it all, and they don't even know where to start. So with telehealth, you can be that answer. It isn't just a backup plan, guys. It is a business strategy. But it doesn't just start by, okay, yeah, we offer telehealth. I do virtual consultations with clients that can't come in. We just talk. We will sometimes do our GFEs virtually. And if somebody needs something or has a problem, of course we can jump on a call. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a complete funnel, right? So in order to do that, you have to have the right systems, and the right systems start with the right people. Who are your providers, right, that are going to be working with your clients? Who are your consultants or your project managers or helping you build these things out? What does your marketing team look like? What about your website team? Are they all working together? And we say this here all the time, but are all the tires going in the right direction? It's super important to have a successful telehealth business. So what you're probably not doing, and some of the blind spots that I see the most whenever someone is wanting to implement this or add this into their practice, is that they don't list their telehealth online, right? So if you're already working in this space, you need to make it really accessible. So having a website team that really understands the funnel of how we're getting our leads in, what that looks like, your systems, is going to be really important to maximize. Is your EMR it's HIPAA compliant, right? For your video calls, is it really easy to set that up so that it's easy for the client to prepare? Can your clients book simply and easily through your EMR system their virtual consultations? Do you see how all of those things work together to streamline this? Something else on your IG bio, does it mention it in your email nurturing campaign? Do you talk about it? Are you running ads? What does your social media and your marketing strategy look like for this? You really need to have clear plan in order to make sure that you're able to get to the right people. And part of that is going to be, are you clear on your state licensure limits? State by state, it's very different, and you need to make sure that you're able to maximize that based on what your state regulations are. So how are you going to do that outside of your brick and mortar, right? We can first start in your state that you're in for telehealth and start adding these services and making them available, but then expanding nationwide to really expand your client base and really looking at the demographics in those different states. So if your clients have to guess if you offer telehealth or if you offer virtual consultations, you've already lost them. Remember me? I'm your ideal candidate right here. I'm the one who I don't want to take time away from my clients, my family to drive to you to sit there, right? I want virtual. It's the same thing like I don't even answer the phone really, right? I like to text. It takes too much time. I don't like to type. I like to talk to text, right? I want things fast and I want results. And this is an avenue that you can use to implement into your revenue stream. So the framework, and this is my framework, and I call it the hybrid wellness funnel. Looking at what that funnel could look at. How can you blend your brick and mortar with your telehealth to streamline your wellness services, to give complete care plans, right? To give results. Remember, we're not just giving that package of 3 on our laser treatment, right? We're looking bigger. We're looking at the full spectrum of things and putting it together and making it very easy for your clients to buy in. So the first thing that you have to do when you're looking at this model is you have to attract the right people. When you look at telehealth, it's not just something that you throw up there. I said it before. You have to have a magnetic, right? Like absolutely magnetic marketing team. You have to have someone that truly understands how to get this to your the demographic of people that you want and set up the right front end offers, to set up the right systems, to incorporate that within your website and on your social media. So that's number one. Number two, you want to educate, right? Education is so important when you're thinking telehealth. So it's not just something that you throw up on your website. You need to be going live. You need to be doing your webinars. You need to be doing your pre-consult nurturing. You need to look at your wellness guides that you're providing to your potential, to all of your leads, right? This is really important to make sure you're consistently educating people on why you have the answers in order for them to come in and start their wellness journey, an aesthetic journey with you. Conversion, number 3, we want to convert. We do that with protocols. We do that with our different types of product stacks. So keep this in mind. This is your systems. These are your systems. So when you think about it, what does it make someone click on you? There's so many things out there right now, right? But what does it do that makes you different? Spit it out, Abby. It's going to be your systems. And so when you think about your treatment stack, you're thinking of, remember I talked about it earlier, you're talking about your hormones, you're talking about your supplementation, you're talking about your peptides, you're talking about your laser treatments. All of these things go hand in hand. And when you start putting together results-driven packages, programs, and systems, it becomes a proprietary treatment, like MJ says, right back to you. So you really need to look at how you're going to be able to convert them. What does that front end look like? What is it that you can offer that we can give them virtually, and we can keep getting that revenue stream building? Number 4, retain. You have to have some sort of retention model, whether it's a subscription, whether it's a membership, whether it's your monthly touch points, your follow-ups. You know, we want to optimize all of those touch points with our clients. So we have to really sit down and we have to build that out. That's something that's going to be super important when someone first opts in. We already have to know the end. We have to know what we're going to do, how we're going to create that relationship with our clients on the regular. So this isn't necessarily just about patient care, even though it's really important to offer it to clients like myself, but it's brand domination, right? So I have a client right now, and they're amazing. They're already doing this across all boards. I talked about them on my GLP-1 conversation or talk that I had a couple of weeks ago or a month ago or so. And from looking at their telehealth, from their weight management, from their proprietary treatments, from, the way that they're moving their clients through every avenue of aesthetics, all putting it together in their care plans, they're really ahead of the game. So you definitely want to get out there, and you want to think about what is it that you want to be known for, what is it that you're really good at, and how can we bring that to the masses. But really looking at regenerative, proactive healthcare is going to be something that is going to be key to really making sure that people become really sticky with you, because they're going to want to feel this way forever. Yep. We have a couple questions. What EMR can you set up Zoom for telehealth? So there's a few. You can do it through Zenoti. 4D has an amazing telehealth option, super simple, super easy as well. So that's really good. Do we have any other questions that we want to jump into? Let's see. Anything on here outside of the EMR for anyone? Let's see. Here comes one. How do I start? Well, first of all, you comment future. And then ultimately, you are going to jump on a strategy call with me, and we're going to look under the hood and we're going to audit your systems. We're going to look at all of these things to make sure we have everything in play to be successful, right? We definitely want to. I love the phrase we talk about here at Diamond, like ready, shoot, ready, fire, aim, right? We want to make sure that we actually have our systems built up for success. So that funnel is really important that we set that up before we launch. So comment future, we can do that. But if you're looking to implement this yourself, ultimately what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have your website set up first and your integration with your EMR. That's going to be really important to make sure it's very easy, because again, remember, the reason they're coming into telehealth is to make it easy for them. It's not to make it clunky. I have another clinic that we just that I'm working, and we're updating their systems. But when they come in for the consult, they come in, then they book it. Then they, after they have their consult, they go over now to the person who's going to get them their supplementation. Then they get transferred to another patient to make payment, and then ultimately they get transferred to another person to ship all their white label wellness products. It's crazy. So we're going to streamline that. So it's going to be really important that you're able to streamline that as well. Yes. Email, please. Yes, my email, Abby at diamondaccelerator.com. Feel free to email me anything. I'd be happy to reach out to you. But if you comment future, my team will reach out to you and get you all set up. Any other questions before I move on? Nope. Okay. So guys, listen, I'm very passionate about this. Like I said, I've been in this industry for a while, and I see where it's going. I see the need for this and how we can implement and drive that revenue stream, but also drive more patients, right? More leads, make us more sticky to our clients. So this is what I do professionally and personally, right? I help my clients to launch those hybrid systems, to design those funnels, to convert and build those practices that can scale without the burnout or without the reliance on one single provider. So remember, hit comment future if you want more, and let's build it, right? Because remember, we used to want to look how we feel, and now we want to feel how we look. So let's go, guys. Okay. If you love this training, make sure that you share it with your team, another med spa or wellness facility that can benefit from this. You can always catch the replay on our YouTube channel. And to get access to even more trainings to help you grow your clinic, visit our link tree and our social bio, and be sure to join us live every Wednesday, 2:30 Central Time, same place. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thanks, guys.